January Journal 2021. Log entry day 2. It's said that it's good to start a day with gratitude, and I'm grateful. There were some answers to yesterday's transmission. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm grateful for the simplicity of my life. I'm grateful for the company from other people, even if it's distant. It's fine. I'm grateful for being able to do what I do. All in all, sure, it could be better, but I'm still grateful. I'm not very good at improvising, so I planned ahead. I tried, and I made a list of things that I would talk about every day so I can ramble on, but with a coherent topic as a guidance. Today I'm contemplating my big sci-fi novel, again. I have talked about this before in bits and pieces, but never a concrete piece of content that says, hey, this is what my book's about. Here it is. I think I'm not very good at that yet. So the best way to give it to you would be to read what I currently have as a query letter, as if you were a literary agent or a potential reader who would just grab the book and read the back cover copy and, see if you like it. I'm going to read the whole query to you as if you were a literary agent, because I will talk about this in a future log entry and see if I can improve this query letter, because at the moment, after reading it before starting the recording, I'm not as comfortable as I thought I was with it, and I think I need to make some changes and rework the query letter to be better for the branding of the book and the genre blend that I'm aiming for, and you will see in the future. But without further ado, this is what my book is about. Dear person, I would put your name in here. Dear Eva, dear Savi, dear Sako, dear Caro, dear Joey, all of you. I cannot name every name, but dear person. The Weaving Spider and Moth is an own voices sci-fi with paranormal elements. The manuscript is completed at 88,000 words. It's a standalone with serious potential that could be compared to All the Light We Cannot See, set in space. Parenthesis from the query letter here, if you don't know what All the Light We Cannot See is, it's a novel written by Anthony Doerr, and it's a strange comparison because that's a historical fiction novel and mine is a sci-fi, and it's like, what the hell are you talking about, girl? I have reasons. If you read the book, you will see the parallel here, maybe, but this is why. Without further ado, close parenthesis. Tibor was born and raised in isolation aboard the new International Space Station. His dream is going to Earth to see all its natural wonders. But first, he wants to be the best astral spy his adoptive father has ever seen. All is good until Tibor is put in charge of testing those new recruits from Earth. His ability to induce nightmares starts the rumor of him being the first traveler born in a space lab, and the kids mock him as less than human. Things take the worst turn when his adoptive father reveals his real intentions, training Tibor to become an astral assassin. Between dreams and reality, his father's approval is at risk. Then a new task. A non-modified girl with unknown talent has been missing for years. He must find her. With the guidance of new friends, he eventually meets his equal. But is this person a new friend or his next victim? From singer-songwriter to expat student to bilingual interpreter, and now working as an assistant for a new indie publishing house, I'm an aspiring author who so happens to be partially blind. I have self-published a couple of short stories and poems, growing my author platform, and I'm serious about a long-term writing career. Please find the sample chapters below. Thank you in advance for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Del Cecil Runo, my email, my Twitter, etc. As you can see from the query letter, I am talking about the human condition, someone who was born in a space lab, someone who is considered less than human because he was born in a different way. And here is where I think that I should mention the second point of view, because there is another aspect of being lesser than, which comes from this partially blind girl whom I just mentioned in the query as the girl who was missing for so many years and he must find her. I think she has a lot more in the story than that. She also deals with similar themes that the main character deals with. You know, the theme of being less than human, the theme of mental health, trauma, the human condition, family dynamics, bad parenting, found family, friendship, developing your skills, working at your own pace, all those things. This is a quiet book. This is not a hero's journey. This is not save the world before it ends. This is not, you know, I was trying to query this as something that it's not, because, you know, the regular advice out there is like, oh, you have to query this as if it's only one character, and you have to query this, you have to raise the stakes and bring it all in a melodramatic tone because you have to impact the agent. And I'm like, no, my book is actually a quiet one. What do I do? How did I come up with all these themes? Well, it's very personal. I am an isolated figure. I am a partially blind person who at some point or another was considered less than human, and sometimes it comes back to me that I am less than human. I'm not. I am a person. I have come a long way from that particular conditioning. I don't believe it anymore. But this book is sort of a retrospect in the life of characters who might have gone through things that are very similar to my life experience, or things that I envision that are quite similar despite being, you know, a story about a kid born in space who can give nightmares and astral project and whatever. That's just a touch of fantastical to give a little bit of color to a very monochrome, gray life of neglect and isolation. Because every story needs a little bit of contrast, a little bit of color, despite how gloomy it might seem at first. And so, despite how gloomy things seem to be, I thank you for listening and for being here.